Barack Hussein Obama promised after he was elected president to, quote, fundamentally transform America. He certainly is attempting to do that. But one thing stands in his way: the Constitution of the United States. The Constitution is a legal document that restrains government from trampling on the rights of individuals. It was not written to create rights, it was written to protect the inherent and inalienable rights of every person. For Obama to remake our country into what he wants it to be, he must execute an aggressive strategy to subvert key parts of the Constitution that are designed to protect us, all of us, from our own government. It seems that Obama plans to become the first president of an imperial presidency without any checks or balances, as he is in fact aggressively subverting key parts of the American Constitution. Before taking office, each president recites the following oath in accordance with Article 2, Section 1 of the U.S. Constitution, with their hand on a Bible. Barack Hussein Obama said these words: "I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States, and I will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States." It now seems apparent to many that Barack Hussein Obama placed his hand on that Bible, took that oath, and purposely lied. Our founding fathers were faced with a similar situation. King George of Great Britain trampled the rights of the colonists. After many attempts by the colonies to appeal to Parliament and the king finally declared the colonies to be in rebellion. In effect, he levied war against his own people. In light of that declaration of war, the Founding Fathers penned the now world-famous Declaration of Independence, beginning with the words, "When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another." The Founding Fathers then penned this sentence just before listing their justifications to declare independence from the rule of the tyrannical king. In the place of the words King of Britain, I will place the words Barack Hussein Obama. Quote, "The history of the present Barack Hussein Obama is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world." Here are just some of the most grievous injuries and usurpations by Barack Hussein Obama and the current administration. Obama's very first executive order was issued to conceal presidential records when he promised the most transparent White House in history. He has since concealed every identifying document concerning himself and refuses to prove to America that he is constitutionally eligible to hold the office of president, in the face of much evidence that he may not be eligible to hold that office. It would take about $125 and 2 hours of his time to prove to the world who he is. Instead, he has spent over $1.7 million and over 2 years of time concealing his identifying documents. What is he hiding? And why was this his very first executive order? There is a growing national consensus that our president and our government is declaring a type of war on our nation, its citizens, and its states. He has, in violation of the Constitution, presided over the federal takeover and seizing of private corporate entities, the federal takeover and seizing of private financial entities, the federal establishment of salaries and salary caps for executive officers of private corporations. He has presided over a complete medical reform act which would unconstitutionally seize almost 20% of the American economy and now private medical industry, forcing that American citizens would buy insurance from the federal government unconstitutionally. He recently authorized a commercial produced by the Department of Labor with taxpayer money, which encourages undocumented workers, illegals, to circumvent the federal I-9 forms and instead report illegal employers who weren't paying them enough. He refuses to enforce current immigration laws to the point that states are having to devise ways to circumvent or add to the federal law in order to protect themselves from a massive illegal invasion. He is refusing to enforce current immigration laws to the point that some states and cities have illegally deemed themselves sanctuaries for illegal aliens, contrary to federal law. Barack Obama, while refusing to enforce federal immigration laws and sue the cities and states that are breaking federal immigration laws as sanctuary cities and states, at the same time the Obama administration is suing a state trying to protect itself by enforcing the laws already on the books. He further created great injury by bringing the Mexican president to the U.S. Congress so that this foreign leader could chastise the American people and the American government, while the liberal socialist gave him a standing ovation, unprecedented in U.S. history. Barack Obama embraced the president of a foreign government, that foreign government which is complicit in breaking our federal immigration laws, putting our citizens in direct harm's way, while snubbing the governor of Arizona, who is trying to protect our citizens. Barack Obama unconstitutionally moved the office of the census to the White House. These are just some of the illegal, unconstitutional, and/or injurious acts to the American people. We therefore solemnly publish and declare, as our founding fathers stated in the beginning, that these United States are and of right ought to be absolved from all allegiance to Barack Hussein Obama, and that all political connection between the people of the United States of America ought to be totally dissolved. Please declare your Declaration of Independence, November 2010, and again in 2012.